Hello and welcome to a little bit of Dev Diary with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome. So, how you doing? Hope you're pretty good. I am currently juggling windows. Often the case. There we are. Right, so just making sure we've got the thing set here. We have. Right, hello, I'm BonBonB. So, big news. I have some big news to announce. In fact, two lots of big news to announce. I'm going to save that for the end of the diary because this is your priority here. This is what we're going to be reading through. We'll take a little look at the video again on mute so that I don't hit the old copyright thing, which happened to me a few weeks ago. Very embarrassingly, completely stupidly. I should know better. So anyway, cinematic camera and photo mode is the final dev diary. I would say it's possibly slightly less interesting a read, but definitely is going to be something that is a massive step up in the new game. We've been so reliant on mods, especially for the cinematic camera. That's always been a problem. We've always had like a first person and you could screenshot, but this has gone to the next level. I'm very thankful and appreciative for it, and we're going to end up with some absolutely amazing images all over Facebook, YouTube, Discord, Reddit, etc, etc, etc. Insert your social media of choice wherever you like. Basically, you can insert it anywhere you like. You can hear a little bit of buzzing in the background. I apologise. I've got a fan on. We are at the tail end of what I'm going to call summer in the UK. We haven't really had the summer in the UK, but the last week has been scorchero, I'll tell you. Man, so warm. But anyway, yes, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to read through the cinematic camera and photo dev diary. We're going to watch the video because, you know, I'll put the captions on, I think, maybe. I probably won't actually. We'll just let it run, okay? We'll just let it run. The captions. Listen, the link to this dev diary is in the description of this video, so you can go and watch this video in its full glory and give it a little like as well. You should always do that. Always like the videos. It encourages the creators to do more. There's a hint. Right, so I'll be doing that. I've got two big announcements. One of them is literally today. Literally breaking news today. So hang on to that one. And there's one which is later this week, breaking news. Both with relation to me and the channel. But you just, let's say, you want to know, you need to know, you don't want or need to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. But they are both what I would call big news. So in terms of City Skylines and all that sort of, yeah, it's not, I haven't invaded Scotland, okay. I'm not pregnant, nor have I died. It's not that level of news. It's City Skylines news anyway. Right, okay, I have waffled on for a few minutes. I do like to sort of like just dwell for a moment before starting these things, because I know there is always some people that are going to arrive a little bit later because they didn't get the notification, or they're driving on the way home or whatever. And the early arrivers, I mean, that's what we have the chat for. You know, if you want to say something in the chat, please do. Love to see who's watching. And then so we could have a bit of early banter. But I'm not one of these YouTubers that will delay for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, let people find the stream. No, the people find the stream, they will join the stream at the point that we're in the stream, right? Good. Anyway, on that note, let's crack on and start reading. So this is it. I don't know what I'm doing Monday next week. Okay, I'll give you my thought process on this. So what I thought was going to happen, this is how my brain had it worked out, was the dev diaries would run through to number 13, the very last one, this one today. And then I figured that maybe Monday next week and the week after and the week after, we'd have Maddie sat in the studio with a special guest, maybe one of the devs, maybe one of the top YouTubers, maybe just anybody, just Maddie and one, right? They've done it before. It does work quite well. People do enjoy watching them. People enjoy Maddie. Maddie is an absolute doll. She really is. So what I'm thinking is, right, I thought that we'd get this one out of the way, and then Dev Diaries would stop, but we'd have the devs in the studio doing gameplay with somebody who's it's not so much trusted isn't the word I want to use, but a safe pair of hands, right? Because what they've done is they've sent out the beta. Hi, David's Life. I'm glad you're all right. I'm okay. I'm okay. I would say I'm wilting a bit because it's still very warm here in the south of sunny England. It has been, let's say, it's been unseasonably warm, but I know that in many other parts of the world you'd be laughing and you'd be wearing like three or four layers at the moment. But it's been consistently in the mid to high 20s just recently, and trust me, in the UK that's warm, and our buildings are not designed for this. They're designed to keep the heat in because we get chilly winters. So when the heat goes up, and we don't have air conditioning because we don't get hot summers, so the buildings they just sap you. Anyway, so as I was saying, what I thought the Paradox were going to do was they were going to do the 13 Dev Diaries, then they put it in the safe pair of hands of Maddie and one of the devs, and they could show some slightly later betas than what we've been seeing, because what we've seen with on last week by the 50 lucky early access people calling off in Northeast Nebraska. I'm guessing that's Nebraska. New England. Nebraska's got to be NB, right? Anyway, hi Anapu. Anapu is in the house. Bonjour Anapu. Anyway, so what I was thinking was we would then get a safe pair of hands, because we're about 7 weeks away now. A safe pair of hands for maybe 3 or 4 episodes where we see a little bit of live gameplay with interesting people in the studio, and then maybe a couple of weeks before the game's released, handing out an early alpha copy to the likes of $2.20 or a Biffa or somebody like that. Again, inverted commas, a safe pair of hands, somebody who is under the paycheck. Northeast. I was right first time. What do I listen? You and your abbreviations, right? You're in the United States of America, right? And you've got all these states that have got like these 2-letter abbreviations that only mean anything if you're from the United States. Really, mostly, right? It helps a little bit geographically. If you say I'm in California, I know geographically you're on the other side, right? But the Northeast, I mean, you're this side. You're a good swim away. That's where you are. You're in a good swim away. That said, you might be 1,000 miles from the coast for all I know. Right. Anyway, so then they would hand it over to a safe pair of hands, somebody on the payroll, a $2.20 or a Biffa or somebody like that, and say, do us some gameplay. And then 2 weeks later, bam, the game is out. What they've done, I thought, was a bit risky. What they have done, I thought, was a little bit risky. At the end of the day, it's their business model. Letting 50 people, and I know I wasn't one of them, but don't worry, I have a plan. Let's not go down that route just yet, right? That's for my announcement. I have 2 announcements coming up at the end of this stream, both of them big in the Cities Skylines genre. Like, it's not like I've died, it's not that big, but they are both big announcements in terms of the channel, in terms of Cities Skylines. So yeah, where was I? I've forgotten. So giving early access to 50 people of a game which is very clearly early beta. This is definitely from a few weeks away. A few weeks ago, if you look at the animations of the walking, it's the animations of the walking that we were seeing weeks ago, not the one where they're all wearing adult diapers that I was joking about. They're not wearing adult diapers, but they really haven't done a very good job of that update with the new citizens, the way they're walking. And there's definitely lots of glitcheroonies going on where I think it's letting this close, because we'd say 7 weeks is not far, this close to a game release, letting a subpar version go out as wide as it has, I thought it was very, very risky. Now, yes, all the YouTubers did say, listen, this is a beta version. They're all very good like that. They're probably under instructions. They're probably all signed non-disclaimers, non-disclosures, sorry, and so forth and so forth. But yeah, I thought it was very, very risky. But yes, I wasn't offered it. Nobody contacted me. It's not that they contacted me and I went, no, I want to be independent. If they did, I don't know what I would do. Actually, I would like to know what you think I should do. So hi Randon as well. Yeah, I don't know what I should do if, and it is a big if, they come to me and say, oh, we forgot you. How bloody dare they? You look at some of the YouTubers that have. I put myself. I looked at all the YouTubers. I looked at their subscriber counts, and I was mid-pack. There was a Japanese guy, I think, who's got over 1 million subscribers. You got your $2.20 and hundreds of thousands, your Biffa, and so forth. And then you go all the way down to there's like a few guys that had just about 1,000 subscribers. And in the grand scheme of that scale, I was about mid-table, or I would have been had I been invited, but I wasn't. So again, you will always get honesty from me because I am not behest in any way. I don't have to do them a favour. You saw all those videos. I watched most of them, right? Some of those people were very honest. I thought, again, that was risky for them because maybe Paradox won't come back and let them have more early access. But then there were some that were just like walking commercials, and it was ick. It was truly ick. And I'm not going to mention any names at all, but obviously the ones that were a little bit icky were towards the echelon, more of the in pack rather than the out pack. But anyways, so anyway, as I was saying, I thought it was a bit of a risky move. 7 weeks out to let 50 people have an early beta and let it go out there and be visible. And there are huge problems, and there's a lot for me to talk about. And I'm going to make that announcement at the end of this video because I've got something very special coming. Oh man, have I got something very special coming. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's do the Dev Diary read. The two big announcements at the end. Really looking forward to today's end of show, I promise. Right, okay, Development Diary number 13 and final. I don't know what we're doing next Monday because, as I just said, I thought we would be doing watching Maddie and trying to find new things to talk about. I thought that's what we were going to have. Clearly not, because these 50 content creators have got 2 more videos to make. So there isn't going to be a Maddie thing at all. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. But it's interesting. And at least they're going out there taking a risk and they're supporting the content creators. So God supporting some of the content creators. God bless them all, right? Stay calm, BonBon. Right. Development Diary 13 and final. Cinematic camera and photo mode. From Ivania today at 1600 Central European, 1500 UK, and wherever you are in the world. Right. Hey everyone, we're back with another installment of our Development Diary series. In this one, we'll go over a feature that will help you capture the most memorable moments from your city. The cinematic and free camera modes are completely different from what you are familiar with in Cities Skylines. I would agree with that. Oh yeah. The difference between them is truly day and night. In Cities Skylines 2, both modes can be accessed by clicking the photo mode button located in the bottom right corner of the main UI. From here, you can dive into the world of photo and cinematography and capture your city in all of its glory chaos, or spaghetti road madness with your friends and other players alike. The power of these tools is really conveyed by the fact the in-game trailer was filmed using the built-in cinematic camera feature. And today's diary is here to help you navigate the options so you can capture amazing footage from your city. Check out the feature highlights video below, or dive straight into the development diary. Hang on, I'm sorry if I was spluttering the words out a bit there, but one thing just threw me. The power of these tools is really conveyed by the fact the in-game trailer was filmed using the built-in cinematic camera feature. What in-game trailer? Because when I think in-game trailer, I'm thinking back to that full cinematic extravaganza. It was amazing. Way back. And it said not gameplay footage or words to that effect. They telling us that that was from Cities Skylines II after all. I am really confused by that. David's Life. I've already bought the whole cow edition of the console version. I think, oh, very good, very good. So if you're giving away the game, give it to someone who needs it more than me. Well done, David. Well done for supporting. I haven't bought it as yet. I did have an offer from somebody a little while, a channel supporter. I haven't had time to chase that up. I'm very happy and prepared to pay for it myself. But if somebody is, and again, I can't remember who it was because it was a few months ago, somebody wants to be generous and gift it to me, then I'm not going to say no. It's not like I'm raking in the big bucks here, especially when I'm not being picked for early access. But like I say, more about that at the end of the video. Early access news coming. Randon, my YouTube channel's a big summer, 317 subscribers. Don't think I get a free preview of Cities Skylines 2. Listen, I remember having 300 subscribers. I'm at 18,000 at the moment. I remember 300 and I thought I was doing okay. As long as you're having fun and you've got at least one person that clicks the like button when you're that size, you're doing okay, all right? Anyways, let's have a little click of the play button. Right, so it's muted. I'm going to leave the captions off. Let's have a little look at this. I'll make the screen a little larger for you. There we go. So, all of these are recorded with the cinematic camera, I would say, clearly, right? Very pretty. Very pretty. Look at the rain. Oh, the rain keeps falling. And look at the yellow. There's plenty of yellow going on. It's almost smoggy, that sky. I like that. Yeah, big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Apart from me. Bridges make me cross. Then we have, there's your photo mode option down there. You can set the time, set the simulation speed. You can then move the camera a little bit and oh, there we go. So this is the tool in operation. I'll be doing cinematics, a tutorial on all of these new tools and features just as soon as I get access to the game. But yeah, loads of photo mode settings like shutter speed, excuse me, gate fit, camera collision, all that sort of stuff as well. Vignettes, the color, you've got the intensity, you can center it, you can move the vignette around, James Bond style apparently. Saturation, you can do that. We've got hue shifts there, post exposure, temperature. We've got fog. You can even, there you go, you can even set the weather, the clouds, what sort of cloud base you've got. A little bit of water there. I'm getting tickly already. So yeah, and then you can set up the perfect image. You don't have to wait for nightfall to get that perfect night sky time image, which I think is definitely and then slow the simulation speed down, and then you don't lose any frames. Very They've thought of everything, right? They've thought of apps. Well, we'll say they've thought of everything. I'm pretty sure they haven't, and a model will come along and think of the one thing that they haven't thought of. But there we go. We've got. I'm just going to make an observation here. Let me just take that back a little bit to about there. Oh, a bit further maybe. Oh no, maybe because we've got this right. Have a little look at that. Does it feel cartoony? I know it's not as cartoony as Cities Skylines 1, but it feels, something about this image feels cartoony. I mean, it looks amazing, don't get me wrong. It looks absolutely stunning. And again, these are all being done in a beta version of the game. But there's something very cartoony about that. There we go. Let's just ignore that for now. Then you can save your cinematics, and remember her saying you can then use the capture software, your own preferred video capture software, to then capture the cinematics afterwards. You're not too late, Pavel. You're not too late. We haven't been going very long. The stream's about 20 minutes in, but I've been waffling, you know. Just in case you thought I'd forgotten how to waffle. I haven't. At the yeah, and all we've done is we've read the intro description there, and now we're having a look at the video, because why not? Why would we not? Yes, yeah, watch the replay. You've not missed anything. There are, again, for anybody who's here now, a couple of big announcements coming at the end of this stream. I'm going to save them to the end because they're not related to the Dev Diary. This is a Dev Diary reading. So, yeah, we go. We've made it to the end. Let me zoom that down a little bit and we can move on. Yeah, so so in terms of, yeah, the announcement... I've got two. I would say they're both big announcements. I have said previously today, if you're hearing this for the fourth time, they are not as big as I'm getting married. Hey, I'm pregnant. Oh, I'm sorry, I passed away today. They're not that big, but they are relating. One's relating more to the channel. The other one is relating more to City Skylines. But they are both what I would call big announcements. So hang by for that. So far, what's the difference from CS1 to CS2 camera modes? Huge. Huge, huge, huge. We're going to do some reading now, okay? What do you think is the difference between the camera modes? There are so many more options. Cities Skylines 1, remember, we're talking vanilla here, forget mods. You cannot compare, no, you can compare, because that's a ridiculous statement. You cannot fairly compare base game Cities Skylines 2 with modded Cities Skylines 1. You can compare with all the DLCs and all the patches. You don't have to compare it as game release. You can look at the latest version of Cities Skylines 1 and all of, you know, all the bells and whistles they're throwing in there, and then compare that. That's a fair comparison. But to say, oh yeah, but mods this and mods that, yeah, but mods this and mods that also for the new game. So it's not a fair comparison. But yeah, anyway. So let's read through all of this. There's plenty about the camera modes there. Hi Flying Man, good to have you along as well. I think it's absolutely hilarious, says Pavel, to see 20-ish streams pop up at 6 PM with the exact same thing. Is this... Well, it's not my fault everybody finishes work at 6 PM. I'm just doing my bit, all right? And I'm wondering how many of those streams are copying my idea, because I've been doing this from Dev Diary number 1. I haven't missed a single one. How many of the others can say that? I don't know. Probably none of them. Oh, all of them. Or so, I don't know. Right, say cheese. It all starts with a vision and an idea. What kind of moment do you want to capture in your city? With that in mind, we wanted to really up the game on the photo mode feature and provide the necessary tools for you to take the picture of your dreams. Only your creativity is the limit, as can be seen from all the options we have available in the below. What? I'm sorry, sometimes the English in these. Again, to be fair, their English is better than my anything, but only your creativity is the limit, as can be seen from all the options we have available in the below. I'm guessing that's this image here, right? We will, or maybe it was all the text below. That's what they mean. We will not go through each individually because of the sheer amount of them, but we have provided in-game tooltips to guide you on how to use them as you explore the photo mode. So we have here, just in this one image, the sensor type. It's a 65mm Alexa. Luckily, I don't have an Alexa in the living room, so therefore saying Alexa doesn't cause anything to go haywire here. As a sensor size, we have a width and a height. ISO, we have a shutter speed, the gate fit, the camera collision, switch that on or off. We have a camera lens, the focal length, and so forth. Basically, if you're into photography, you are gonna wanna mess with these settings a lot, right? And there's a lot of settings. The very first options tab you will discover is the camera, from which you can change all kinds of settings related to the camera itself. Examples of these include the camera body. I mean, why? Okay, hang on. No, we'll go back to that in a moment. Right. Examples of these include camera body, camera lens, and aperture shape, all of which have subsettings allowing you to tweak things like camera collision or focal length to get the exact shots you want. Right, okay. I get camera lens. Different camera lenses can produce different effects. I get that, right? Aperture shape. I get that as well. That can affect the start, the overall image. These two definitely can affect the image. The camera body. Can somebody in the live chat? Yeah, the thumbnail is the very camera. I played about and I came up with the best thing in the world, didn't I? Thanks, Sean. But anyway, camera body. How does the camera body affect? I mean, this is literally the plastic shell that holds all the bits in together. How does that affect the overall image taken by the camera lens and the aperture? I don't know. I'm really confused. Please, let me know in the chat how the camera body affects images. But thanks for including such a. I guess. Okay, I guess in terms of collision, if you've got a camera body of a micro cam or something, you're going to be able to get closer to a wall than if you're using a 1920s, shutter camera. You know, the ones with the flash, the big flash. Yeah, I guess that could affect how close you get, but I don't understand. I never do. From the lens tab, you can adjust the field of depth, the depth of field, the depth of field, motion blur. Oh, can I just start this sentence from the top? In fact, I'm going to have a swig of water. This is where I'm going wrong. I'm dehydrated. I'm still waiting for a response in the chat for the camera body. Maybe the body camera, different angles. I mean, but then surely, if you want different angles, you just angle the camera differently. I mean, I used to do a bit of photography. I wasn't trained. I was self-taught. I've still got some very nice cameras around the place. Very dusty. I've not got them out of their storage for a while. But I'll tell you, the camera body made no difference other than how easy it was to hold the camera. Right? Camera body, placement of the physical camera. Well, again, how does that affect the overall image? Because again, if I'm taking a picture on the again on a watch, if say I've got a camera built into my watch, or I'm carrying around a pocket webcam, right? I can put that camera lens in exactly the same place as any other camera lens. It's the image that's captured within the camera. I'm confused. From the Lens tab, yes, I like Len, he's great. From the Lens tab, you can adjust the depth of field, motion blur, bloom, vignette, film grain, and panini projection settings. I don't even know what panini projection is. I'm going to have to Google that. Panini to me is one of two things. It's a flatbread sandwich that's been toasted, or it's a sticker album from the 1980s with footballers with curly hair, because all footballers had curly hair in the 1980s and spent a lot of money on getting their hair curly. And the panini projection settings, all of which can be fine-tuned for your needs. Next, we have colour. I hate that they spell it without the U, but never mind. Next, we have colour. As the tab name suggests, you can make all kinds of changes to the colour of the screenshot, bringing different vibes to it. The options in the colour tab include colour adjustments, white balance, and brightness. And you can, of course, balance their individual settings. Great. Oh, the early access builds. Oh, I'm about to say, I mean, there are lots of people doing this with me right now. Yeah, it was very odd, wasn't it? I can't really say too much more other than I wasn't involved. Right? I don't want to say too much for reasons which will become obvious, but not right now. And I know you're reading way too much into this. I don't know what you're thinking, but I know what you're thinking is you're reading way too much into this. He can't say anything because he signed a non-disclosure and he's going to be playing Cities Skylines II. Nobody from Paradox has approached me. Nobody from Colossal Order has approached me. And nobody that's got a copy of the beta game has approached me saying, here, have a play. I have not had any access or contact with Cities Skylines 2. So before you go thinking that's what's happened, it isn't. Anyway. But I've still got big news coming. To brew the perfect storm, we have the ability to adjust weather. From this tab, you can change the distant clouds, the distance clouds, the volumetric clouds, fog, and atmosphere. No need to wait for the weather to be perfect with all those controls at your disposal. Similarly, the environment tab allows you to change the time of day and set the simulation speed, which is used with the cinematic camera, a feature that we'll go over next. Now, don't know, like the frame size, if the different cameras process color in different ways that Colossal has no access to, makes little sense. The body doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely powerful. This is exactly what I'm thinking. So why? I mean, other than to say, oh, I took this with a Canon 1423. And I just made that number up because I don't know any Canon model numbers. But yeah, I took a Canon 1423, which I'd upgraded with a 1475 lens. Really? Just really? But there was something here. I might need to... I'm wondering if there might be a glitch waiting to be exploited here. Right, so imagine all the people. Right, we've got a forest fire going on in the park. Right, it's out of hand. We have no fire services because we're saving money. It's spreading. It's about to reach the residential zone and wipe out. Basically, everybody here is going to be dead if we can't put the fire out soon. We go into camera mode, we go into weather settings, we set it to rain, and the fire goes out. Is that a hack? Or will it actually... Is it going to be a question of, well, we go into a separate timeline, an alternative universe? Because in photo mode, basically, you could do all of that, and then, basically, I guess you could pause. You can pause the game for the photo mode and get the exact light settings. I guess that's the thing. But if you're recording cinematics, everybody's going to be moving. So, surely, if dude is here walking this way, and you're recording that, if you have it raining, putting out the fire, once you stop recording your cinematic, does it skip him back to here and the fire go back up? Or when he's down here, okay, come out of cinematic mode, are these trees burning again? It's going to be very interesting to see how the game handles that if you're able to change in a legit setting like this. I am fascinated. And I think, Sean, you still there, Sean? I think it's your week, my friend. I think we'll be discussing that very thing this week on Cities Skylines 2 o'clock. Remind me if I forget to bring it up. Lights, camera, action. Oh, hang on, let's just quickly chat. It's the lack of proofreading showing again. Again, to be fair, this is written by people who have got English as a second language. They're very good at English as a second language, but it's not like I mean, I did some extensive writing yesterday, quite a lot of extensive writing. Wrote it. I went back and I read it through, and I had to rewrite it. Not rewrite it. I had to make changes and edits to it 5 times over before it was correct. I'm pretty sure once it actually goes out to the people that need to read it, somebody will pick something up and go, and something I would have missed 5 times over. So yeah, but you got things like Grammarly now, surely. Anyway, lights, camera, action. I'm tangenting again. Anyway, to move from photography and into cinematography, all you have to do is click on the arrows in the photo mode panel. This opens the essential tools for the cinematic mode, which consists of general tools at the top, 2 graphs allowing you to tweak camera position controls and camera properties, with a timeline at the bottom. Using these tools, you can set up a playback, which can be recorded using any game capture software. Now let's briefly go over the different camera options. So these are timeline at the bottom, I'm guessing, positions, and it's a little bit more in depth because you've obviously got the settings over here as well. A little bit more than the extended cinematic camera mod. It might just take a little bit of I think there's going to be a few people that might need a tutorial for this. I am primed and ready to go. Let me just well, I'm not primed and ready to go because I don't have the game, but you know what I mean. What was I writing about? Oh, David. Hang on a second. Sad, a great company that doesn't do proofreading. What was I? David. We will get to that. That's part of the 2 announcements. In fact, the proofreading was on both of those announcements. You are the people. Right. You are the people. Anyway, at the top of the UI, you will find the general tools giving you the basic controls of the cinematic camera. Play and pause take you through the cinematic you have created, while save lets you keep the setup for another time, and reset gives you a fresh start when needed. By default, the UI is hidden as you play through the setup, but you can also enable it to see where you need to make adjustments. Lastly, the segment duration slider enables you to specify the duration of the playback from 1 to 120 seconds. So up to 2 minutes. That should be enough. Anybody who's doing cinematics of more than 2 minutes probably needs to do shorter cinematics, I would say. Probably. A playback consists of a set of points called keys, spaced out through your timeline. Typically, each point has a different camera position, and the cinematic comes together as the camera transitions between these points. Each point can also have different photo mode properties connected to it, allowing for you, for example, to change the time of day or weather during your cinematic. That is a very nice touch. That is a very, very, very nice touch. Quite powerful, actually. That you can actually set, midway through your day, midway through your cinematic, have it switch from day to night, and at the end of cinematic, do a sunrise or something like that. And then all of your other settings, you can have the rain start, you can have it become more sun bleached, you can have a pink tint. That's very, very good. The first graph is the camera transform controls. I'll catch up with the chat in a second. Which control the position and rotation of the camera. The capture key button on the right will add the camera's current position and rotation to the controls, which can always be adjusted. The drop down lets you switch between the two, and properties listed next to the drop down menu can be selected, allowing you to change each of them. As you add additional keys to the timeline with different positions and rotations, you can also adjust the transition between these by selecting a key and adjusting the graph. Lastly, keys can be deleted by selecting them and using the delete key on the right. So yeah, I've forgotten about the rotation. I'm guessing there's like a pitch and an yaw on this as well, so you can roll the camera almost like a drone or something like that. Because again, extended cinematic camera, you were very much set with a camera that was fixed. Yeah, it was level with the horizon, wasn't it? There were some tricks you could do, but mostly it was fixed. So you can have all of that there. Oh, can we just take a quick moment I'm just going to do a quick check on something. Right, we currently are sitting on 6 likes and 16 people watching. 7 likes. We've 15 people watching. So there's at least 8 of you watching at the moment that haven't hit the like button. If you would be so kind to hit that like button, that would be very, very kind indeed, and I really truly would appreciate it. Right, and so where were we? A little further down, you find the photo mode panel. Here you can add keys for all the properties we discussed earlier in the photo mode and create transitions between them. To get started, find the setting you want to add in the panel on the right and click the capture frame for cinematic camera. This allows you to add new keys in a similar way to the camera transform controls, and the drop down lets you switch between the settings you have added. You only need to add options you want to transition between, such as the time of day or focal length. Any photo mode settings you have adjusted but not added to the cinematic camera are applied to the entire playback. Now, all of this was a lot, and I don't expect many of us have actually absorbed more than maybe 30% of it. I'm not going to read it again. It is there. We've linked to this in the description. If you want to go through it and just digest it again, please feel free to do so. It's one of those, I think, once you get the actual photo mode in your hands, it'll make a lot more sense. But right now, it's a little bit overpowering, the amount of stuff that they're throwing us with that one. But here is the place to do it, in the dev diary. You can't do it in the video. Oh, let's catch up on the chat. Don't raid on my parade. And yes, that's why you do proofreading. My partner does it for money. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, Pavel. She feeds you with proofreading. Thunder and lightning storm at sunrise. Lovely. Time lapses. Yeah, effectively you can time lapse because you can set the camera speed. So you could time lapse it. Not a problem. Cinematics free marketing, and we all know how miserable that is in Cities Skylines. What about dropped frames? Now, again, the big tip with drop frames is basically your processor struggling to process all of the information in the time that it needs. Yeah, if you want your 30 frames a second, it has to process 30 frames in a second. But if you slow your camera speed down to 1/30th, it only has to process 1 frame a second, which your computer will be able to do. So what you then do, you slow it down to 30, you slow it down 300%. You record your footage, and I'm oversimplifying here. You'd never slow it down that much. I mean, most of my cinematics I'm slowing maybe to 20%, and then with the footage at the end I then speed up 500%, and you typically will get some smooth capture, typically. And there's still going to be a frame drop in there somewhere, but it's just, what can you do? You do the best you can. But of course, with the game running much more optimally, it should be much smoother. And that's one thing I've got to say. Even with the early access footage, the people who were who uploaded all their great videos, some of them were more great than others. There was a lot of visual glitching, but typically the simulations were very, very smooth, and that was impressive. It was impressive. I'm really glad to see it. But again, talking more about the early access videos at the end of this stream. Please hang around for that. Big announcements. Oh, we might be at the end of the stream. We seem to have reached the bottom of the dev diary. So all the photo mode settings can be used with the cinematic camera, which is great. Absolutely great. You want that pink hue, you want that vignette. Yeah, you can have all of those things. I'm guessing you can even have snow on the ground. Must be able to have snow on the ground. But anyway, we're very excited to see how you put both the photo mode and cinematic camera to use when showing off your new cities. We've given you a lot of control over the look and feel after seeing the many styles of screenshots and videos you shared of City Skylines. Many different styles. And yeah, the amount of creativity in the community is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And that, I mean, that's city building. You look at the range of maps that we've had, because obviously this is more of the map channel. The different styles and, I mean, qualities of maps. It's awe-inspiring. Anyway, this development diary concludes our look at the new game features, and we'd love to hear which ones you are most looking forward to. Well, I will say right now, the road tools. The road tools look absolutely brilliant. Mostly. There's definitely, and again, we've only seen beta footage, so yeah, but generally speaking, the road tools is the big step up. I have issues with the game, as we've seen it, and admittedly some of those issues will be patched out and fixed before the game is launched, and there are other issues that I'm looking at going, that not won't be fixed, but can't be fixed. In the same way with Cities Skylines 1, where the game had issues, we knew it was built on the old Unity engine, and it was using one core, or was it possibly two? Somebody said to me, technically it's two cores. I don't know. Honestly, don't know, don't care. We know it absolutely dragged its ass once you got over a certain size. And you had limitations on the amount of trees, and there was just so many issues with the... But you knew they couldn't be fixed because it was a whole new architecture that the game needs to be built on. What we've got now is a much stronger foundation, but there are still issues that I'm looking at with all of, and again, more about this in a few moments. It's not long to wait for my big announcements. There are some issues that I think are at the foundation of the game, and to patch them out would mean building the game from the ground up, and that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. The ones that I've got, and again, if Sean, don't think Sean responded. I don't know if he was still with us, but yeah, I'm assuming Sean will be available for the Cities Skylines 2 o'clock this week. We will definitely talk about our big takeaways from the dev diaries in this week's show, and yeah, I've got some big reservations. But that said, it is looking very, very good. Okay, I'm just putting that there right now. It's looking very, very good. Like the abysmal zoning grid. That's all I can say to the abysmal zoning grid. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's say. I think if you're looking to do a big grid city, a good-looking grid city, Cities Skylines 2 will serve you well. For those people, it will be amazing. If you're looking for something more organic, more European, I think it's going to be a problem. Curious how the game will run with 100,000 plus population. Hi, Marius. I've noticed that there are so few cars around. Again, beta. It's beta. And I'm prepared. There are a few. I'm prepared to suspend. Just to give them a chance, right? Terrible even for grid. Can't the line to the wrong roads. Yes and no. Yes and no, Pavel. Again, I don't want to say too much right now because I've still got my announcement to make in a moment. But yeah, there's they can align to the wrong road, but do they? do no get to like? Oh, hang on a second. How many people actually clicked like after I harassed you a moment ago? Let me have a little look. Did we get up to? Is that 11? 10, 11. Come on, there's 17 watching right now, so there should be at least 17 likes. Come on, people. Please be nice to me. I don't ask much. All I ask is not to be harassed and send me all of your money or nudes in the post. I'm not. I'm not moaning. But anyway, yeah. Shall we push this up to a different image? We've been looking at that image for so long. Put it at that image. One of the vids from Friday explained how the zoning works. Not just one. Yeah, Chris. Absolutely spot on, Chris. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, would you like these big announcements? Okay. I have two big announcements. Let's start with the one that's going to come earliest. Hi, gaming. You just got here. Yeah, and that's the end of today's. That's it. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Bye. No, just kidding. Anyway, where were we? So, two big announcements. The first one, anybody who's been following the channel for a while will know I've been streaming the map build. The map is ready. And when the stream finishes, just give me a few minutes and I will be sharing. I say give me a few minutes. I'm going to need to boot the game up so I can upload and all that sort of jazz. And then I've pre-written. There you go. That's one of the things I was writing. Pre-written the description for the workshop, and I need to make a very quick collection. So within about half an hour of the stream finishing, I would say the my new map will be up and available. Anybody want to see the thumbnail? I'm guessing the answer is yes. Here is your thumbnail. This is Bon Voyage. What does that mean, Anapu? Yes, it's Bon Voyage to Cities Skylines 1. It's vanilla. It's no DLC. It should be available for absolutely anybody who wants to play on it who's not on console. And it's... if I was to rate this in terms of what map, I think I'm definitely looking at 13 stars. Right? I would go 4 stars for aesthetics. I would go 4 for detail. And I would go 5 for gameplay potential. And I stand by that. I think this game has unbeatable gameplay potential, in my honest opinion. So, where are we? Yes, you do. Whose name was that? Anapu. Anapu. He knows a little bit of the... But anyway, yes. Bon Voyage. Bon Voyage. See what I did there? Bon Voyage? Yeah. No. Okay, never mind. So anyway, so that is... within about half an hour of the stream ending, Bon Voyage will be on the workshop. And hopefully, I've got my fingers crossed, it might get enough weight of motion to make the chart show this week. It won't, because I just know there's going to be the haters out there who'll be downvoting it, and it'll just fail abysmally. But what the hell? It's my last throw of the dice to get onto the chart show. I've never got close before, but there we are. So that was that. Now the other thing that I have been, and I say busy, I have been so busy with this. I've got a video coming that is unlike anything you have ever seen on my channel. I am exhausted, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get it done because there was a lot of research involved. A lot of research involved. Basically, I didn't get early access. The only access that I have got is the same as you. There's 50 videos out there with people who have early access. So I decided, what if somebody watched all of the videos and watched them all for you, which is what I've done. I have watched every single one of them. I say not quite every single one of them. There were some technical problems in watching every single one of them. The idea was to watch every single one of them. There was 11 videos on the playlist when I decided I'm going to watch every single one of them, because that's only like 5.5, 6 hours. I can do that. Then that went up to 19, which was then 20 hours. No, 10 hours, roughly, of... that's 10 hours. Okay. It's ended up at 50, which is about... it's not quite 25 hours, because there are a few videos that are a little bit shorter. But it's a day. It's a day of watching people playing a beta version of a game where they're all doing roughly the same thing. They've got their different takes and presentation styles. But I've watched a lot. I mean a lot of these. I have picked up a lot of bullet points. I found a lot of good. I found a lot of not so good. And I have got a video which is in process at the moment. And it's looking very... I'm going to say I'm stupidly proud of what I produced so far. It's nothing that you've ever seen on my channel before. I'll tell you that much for sure. Some had no take or style whatsoever. You're right. You're right. But again, you have a look at the subscriber numbers of some of these players. There was some with just like 1,000 or 1,500. No, not big. Yeah, not established. I mean, I thought I was established when I hit 1,000. I like to think I'm established now, but I'm only on 18,000. There's people out there with 180,000. So at the end of the day, yeah, I have got a lot of work to do on it still, but it's scripted, it narrated. I'm going to have to edit the narration. So while I have all of my words actually down on tape, if there was such a thing as tape anymore, I have recorded all of the words for it. There's going to be a lot of good thing I've recorded already because I'm coughing. Yeah, there's a lot of editing to be done. A lot of video cutting and shuffling to be done, but it's looking very, very good. I am so proud of it, and I'm really excited by it. And the intro is one of the most entertaining intros I have ever done. Oh man, I am just I'm laughing because I know what I've done and you've not seen it yet. So yeah, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it. Spoiler proof. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, cheers, Chris. Yeah, I don't know what day it's going to be up because obviously I've got a lot of work to do on it. But I've got, a free day tomorrow. It might go out on Thursday, probably Friday. If it's finished on Thursday, I might give early access to the BonBonB Buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership. And then we'll put it out on Friday, just to get a little bonus to those people that help me out every single month with just like $1 here and $1 there. Oh, by the way, if you want to support me on Patreon, patreon.com/BonBonB. And you can support me from just $1 a month. But more is better, you know. not better for you, but better for me. Anyway, so yeah, when is the question? The answer is it should be at the end of this week. Again, there's a lot of editing to do still, but what I'm going to call the hard parts are done. The donkey work's done. The script, the bullet points, getting all of the bullet points together. The scripting's the bane of my life. This video is going to be about ballpark 15 minutes long, maximum 15 minutes long. It probably took me 8 hours to script it, because it's just so many little tweaks and whatever going on all the time. And the intro, I had so much fun with the intro. I had to, I can't give, I don't want to give anything away, but I had to record the intro backwards to make it work. And it won't be obvious when you watch it. Right? It's obvious to me, but yeah, there was a lot of behind the scenes shenanigans going on. I had a blast recording it, and because of that, I think I'll be doing this sort of thing again. Maybe not this exact thing, but maybe this style of video again. Hopefully it will get the views. Hopefully it'll be the kickstart that this channel needs. Yeah, hope YouTube notifies. It'll be on the channel at some point. You'll find it. Okay, when it gets 1 million views, you'll go, oh, I'm up this one. Oh no, the uncle joke is gonna land in the video for sure. The uncle joke. I don't know that it is. I have included some memes though. There is one joke in there that is only for the benefit of this old gamer. I have told him directly. It was as I don't know if I told you this story, but about a year ago, almost a year ago to the day, I would say, he came to the United Kingdom and just appeared on my doorstep. Right, him and the lovely Katie just appeared unannounced from the other side of the pond. We went and had a dinner and some drinks and whatever. He's much taller than he appears in video. Much taller than me anyway. Makes me look like a dwarf. But anyway, he turned up, and anyway, long story short, during our meal, he learned me something, right? He learned me something, and I've included a little in-joke during the intro that only he is going to get. But there are a couple of little memes dropped in there. Again, I'm pretty sure when you hear it, you'll go, ah, yes, there it is. So there's in-jokes for you, and there's in-jokes for him. And I just had a whale of a time. Such a good time. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. I see what you did there, Pavel. Did you have to talk backwards? No. Actually, no talking. There was actually no talking. I didn't have to walk backwards. I didn't have to move backwards. But chronologically, I had to record it backwards. It's very hard. Next time on the live stream, after this video comes out, if you don't know what I'm talking, because again, I don't think it will be obvious when you watch it in the video. But if you're still bothered, if you're still interested, ask me, and I'll explain to you what I did and why I did it. It works. It's subtle, but it works. And I didn't have to do any of it. I was late to the party. Did anybody ask about BonBon getting early access? Gaming. What have I just been talking about for the last umpties? Right. I didn't get early access. Nobody offered me early access. Be that Paradox, Colossal Order, or any of the people that got early access that may have gone, hang on, my mate BonBon, why hasn't he got it and sent me nobody sent me any sly copies or anything like that. I have never laid hands on the game, but what I have done is I've watched most of the 50 early access videos, dissected them, picked them apart, patched it together, You don't have to sit and watch everybody do the same. Or if you use the cut and fill thing, you can create a key 30 times over. Yeah, you don't. This is how you make an intersection. You just draw a road through another road, and it puts a crossroads in there 50 times. You really don't need. I have dissected it all together. It is gonna be, when it's finished, a masterpiece. So what did you do and why did you do it, David? Shut up. I apologise. Had to take a call. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought, why is he asking me this? Yeah. So no, I haven't had early access, but I do have a new map which will be on the workshop. Where is it now? 7:15 UK time, by 8 o'clock easily. Because if I wind the stream up now, I reckon I can upload this map and have it ready in half an hour. Anybody want to play Bon Voyage? No? Hang on, me neither. Right, anyway, let me have a quick look, see how the likes have looked. How many of you guys? We're up to 13. 22 watching, only 13 likes. Please, come on. Just hit the like button. It's your last chance. We're going to be gone in a second, all right? I say in a second, in a couple of seconds. So anyway, right, so for the rest of tonight, so I'm going to upload the map, share it with you guys. Then I've got to, what was it? Where's my brain? Excuse me. And then I'm going to go back onto the editing of the new video, which will be out hopefully at the end of the week. Early access to the BonBonB Buddies, probably almost definitely by 24 hours. Anyway, that is it. So who have we had? We had Thanks Gaming, thanks David, thanks Pavel. We had Chris. Chris was here. Thanks, Chris. Anapu, have a good trip. Indeed. Excuse me. Need a proof watch. I see what you're trying to do there. Oh, Marius. Yes, Marius. Yeah, forgot you were there, Marius. Thanks for that. Scrolling up. Random was here. Sean was here. I think they disappeared though. I think that was pretty much everybody. So everybody got another shout out to the end of the show. Well done, everybody. Oh, and Flim Flam. Thanks Flim Flam. Thanks for being there. Thanks for everything. Good to have you along as well. I am going to disappear now, but again, do keep an eye open. Once you've seen the map, obviously give it a little like up. It helps. It really does. Gets me up the Steam charts a little bit quicker. But anyway, I've been BonBonB. You have been very, very welcome. I don't know when my next live stream's going to be because we don't know what's going on now. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, I promise you, on this channel. There will be big things coming. Even if it goes quiet for a little while, there are big things coming. That's it. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. And I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.